Hey fellow drone nerds, thanks for joining us outside. My name is Joe Kearns, and today I want to go over something that I know all of us have definitely experienced when you get out to the field to get a job done with a drone. You open the box, turn the drone on, turn the controller on, and you get hit with a firmware update. Now, as much as that definitely takes the wind out of your sails and is no fun, it is full of good reasons to have a all up-to-date firmware for safety, for special features, for geofencing, for all sorts of different reasons. So definitely take the time to make sure your firmware is updated and ready to go. Something I always suggest is before a mission, before a job, in that morning, take the drone, turn it on, turn the controller and the drone on before leaving, have it connect to Wi-Fi and see if there's a firmware update. Definitely worth your time before coming out here and getting stuck with a firmware update. But what's something I want to speak with is a lot of people say that that's the, job's done, mission's over. However, you can actually update your firmware in the field using a hotspot off your phone. So I know if you're out in the middle of nowhere, maybe the Balkan region of North Dakota or something that maybe there's not that good of cell service, you might be out of luck there, and trying to do some other kind of connectivity with a satellite or something might be the better route. But I just want to go over just kind of the basics of how to update the firmware of a DJI drone in the field. And today we're going to be using the Mavic 3T, the Mavic 3 Enterprise Thermal, and a new product. We're going to update its firmware. So step one, turn everything on. Turn the drone on, turn the controller on. You'll be prompted for a firmware update. So step two, take your mobile device, and so I'm using here as an iPhone. I'm going to be turning on my mobile hotspot. Just turned it on there. Got my password. I go into the remote, go back into the operations of it, go into Wi-Fi, and connect to your cell phone. So in this case, Joe Kearns 3. As you guys know me, I'm connected. Excellent. I'm all connected to my phone at the moment. Back into operations, go into the DJI Pilot 2. Firmware update. Updating firmware. And so when you're updating firmware one in this scenario, make sure you have a good charged device. And then two, make sure at least your battery on the drone is over 20%. Same goes for the controller. Make sure it's, I always say at well over 50%. You never know what kind of size the firmware update's gonna be. And then the big thing, make sure you don't exit out of any of the apps, and make sure you do not power off either of the devices as they do their firmware update, because you'll go through a full cycle. The drone's gonna turn off, it's gonna turn on. Same might happen with the controller if the controller needs to be updated, but you go through that. All right, let's give it a moment or two. We're at 39% for the battery, right, or for the update at the moment. And again, we are just connected off of my hotspot. So definitely something you can do in the field if you do have cellular connectivity. All right, folks, and there we have it, fully updated firmware for the Mavic 3T out in the field using a hotspot off of my cell phone. So again, something you can do, not like the best scenario, but definitely something that can be done. Otherwise, hey, thanks again for joining us on this quick video. Have a great rest of the day. Happy flying.